In this hour, actually, and in the next, we'll be discussing life after fame and even life during fame. What does it look like? Yesterday, we spoke to Jim Watt, who gave us an incredibly moving story, which is just his life. To you, it's a story. To him, it's his life, right? And we talked about what it looked like to peak at such a young age, to achieve massive success, but then to struggle with alcohol and drug abuse. What does it look like from a family perspective, from a national perspective? What does it look like for the person living that? We're joined by an amazing group of people. Starting from my left, we have Momox Kenya, we have Telvin Mburu, OG Fixer, we have Baba Talisha and Pytah Boomba, all artists, content creators, movers, fixers, people who are doing what they can in their spaces to effect change and to share with the people. It's a pleasure to welcome you guys. Karibuni sana. I'll just begin by asking that moment where you realize people know you. And I don't want to use the word fame because fame is fleeting. But that moment.
I wonder whether, as we get to that, because I think that's brilliant, is also to just catch up with Telvin Bwana.
Beginning.
And I'll give you my mic, I'll pass it on, and to just first ask how you're doing. And yeah, to Mariam's question, I'm guessing his claim to fame iliko hapa mahali.
Right.
And let me pass on the mic to you.
Telvin is a fixer who joined us a couple months ago, and he showed in the limelight by what he did. A matatu heading towards Rongai has a passenger who falls ill inside the matatu. And the crew decide, no, we have got to divert and take this passenger to hospital. So they went and they took the passenger to Nairobi West Hospital, and Telvin decided to wait and stay with this patient until she got better. And when he hosted Telvin here, the patient herself called and said, thank you very much for what you did, Telvin. And very many people told us, I mean, this is the kind of fixer that we need in this country. Since then, Telvin has, been doing things and doing life. Telvin, thank you for joining us back here. So tell us, since then, how have you been?
Okay, I'm so grateful to be back here, to be back at this show. It's such an honor, seated with such big people here. I'm so grateful and honored in the first place. Secondly, thank God for the gift of life. He has enabled me to walk throughout the whole of that journey. It has not been easy, and we're still pushing. I'm still pushing. I'm still struggling, but yeah, I believe I'll make it. So I wouldn't say much as of now, but thank you so much for enabling me to be back here.
No, you have to say a bit something, all right? You were in the news and social media a couple of weeks back, that you were involved in an accident.
Yeah.
And you were in hospital and you were in HDU. Tell us about that.
Yeah. I was, at times we were told that when God wants to uplift a man, at times things might go on not so well for you. At times you might reach a point whereby you think that you might end up feeling like giving up. You might end up feeling like, the world is not fair according to you and stuff and all that. So at the end of the day, you just put God first and have faith in him. So I was involved in an accident sometimes back along Kiambu Road. I can't necessarily explain or say whatever happened because I only woke up and found myself in Kenyatta. But according to the stories I received and everything that I was told, I would like to thank my people, to thank all my fans who came through for me, because I was even surprised they're the ones who paid the bill for me in the hospital. So that is another statement to show that a good deed deserves another one. So thank you so much to everyone who came through for me, everyone who kept on praying for me, everyone who went to social media and commented that you will get well, we're still praying for you. You can support me financially, you can support me physically, but also spiritually is the most important thing also, So I'm so grateful. I kind of fractured my leg, but right now I'm okay, as you can see. I'm moving well. I thank God, and I really thank him for this gift of life, especially. So thank you so much, and thank you to all the people who came through for me. It's such an honor.
Yeah, we thank God for you as well. Pass the mic to Baba Talisha, who will be the first one to answer Mariam's question.
Right.
Mariam, for the benefit of those who may not have heard the question, and maybe Baba Talisha has forgotten the question, ask it again.
What was the moment you knew, guy, ni kama niko famous?
So, this is Baba Talisha. So, I guess the first time I was on the internet, that is when we got the road accident with my family. So, I thought of sharing out my story just to motivate any parent who's going through whatever I was going through. That is grief, healing, and still at the same time I was dealing with a baby who was in the ICU. So through that, I guess, through my story, I wanted just to pass a motivation and inspiration to any other parent, because I've seen most parents struggling with their kids. Some take their kids back to shags, but for me, I stood up for her. I guess we stayed in the hospital for more than 2 months. At the same time, I was still grieving my late wife, because he got the road accident and she passed on the spot. So through my story, that is how, came out of the blues. Then here I am. Yep.
I want to just contextualize. A lot of people don't know that part of your story.
Yeah.
What exactly did happen, and what does it feel for people to know you? Maybe they're coming up to you saying hello at a time when you're also grieving, and like you said, adjusting to now being essentially a single dad.
Sometimes it's tough, yeah, but I guess it's just but at first ilikuja na pressure mingi sana, yeah? It came with a lot of pressure because ni mara ya kwanza like umejulikana kwa social media sana. It's like yani imekuja, a lot of things happen at the same time, yeah. You are trending like everywhere, Baba Talisha, Baby Talisha, it's too much. At the same time, you are still struggling with grief. Me, I didn't have time to grieve actually, yeah, because at that particular time I was still just running up and down. I guess there's a time I came here after just the second week after I buried, then I came back to Nairobi. So I guess there's a time I came here. So there was a lot of pressure that time that I could not manage. And being the first time, like me, I've never experienced loss in my life. It was the first time, and still I have a kid in the ICU. So it was overwhelming. And then at the same time, I didn't have any family member or friends or relatives around to help me with the situation. So at that time, I got a positive, like, kulikuwa na wale mafans walikuwa very positive. Yani people who knew the story, and each and every time, I guess my phone was ever ringing, yeah. Your time, phone yangu ilikuwa inapigwa sana because everyone was just checking, how is baby Talisha, how are you doing mentally? Some used to call me and pray, So I guess at that time, mi sikuwa na option. Option ilikuwa to let me just live the moment, the way it is, how things are coming. Wacha to the flow. Yeah.
Then you figure it out later.
Yes.
We'll talk about the later sasa, when sasa things quiet down kidogo. But let's hear from Pytah Boomba on that moment as well.
Good morning, and good morning, viewers. For me, I think when I realized I got famous, that was I'm an OG. I can say I'm I'm not from this school, but that was back in 2002, 2003, when we were still in high school doing music with our group called Boomba Clan. And at that time, that time there was no social media. It was more of contact. People knew you. You had to. People didn't have an idea of your face, and you have to appear. Like right now, when they see you on TikTok and and they think they know you. Mm-hmm. But so that time, I think in 2002, 2003, when we won our first Chago Latinis, we went on to win. But when it blew up more was when we did Chonga Viazi. After the Chonga Viazi song, I think just everything got out of, it blew out of proportion. You go to the even the butchery, the person is Nanukweke Viazi. It was just it was you those people you didn't expect, the people who even in the rural place Ushago, people are calling you saying, hey, guess what I'm listening to? When radio was ready, and you have to be polite and say, thank you.
So you must get Chonga Viazi for the 6,000th time.
Yes, exactly. And if you don't pick that call also, it's also another problem. Squeeze simu zetu. So yeah, superstar. So for that time, that is when I knew, okay, so this is, and then the names changed. Like my mom was just Mama Pytah, and she became Mama Chonga Viazi. Things like those people here. So you just know how this is bigger than you think it is.
Right.
Yeah.
Unajua kuna watu wanawatch na hawakuona Chaguo Latinis, hawakuchonga viazi. Let me call it Nita Nini, MTV Music Awards, ya Kenya. That's the closest I can, to give you context if you didn't watch Chagua Latinis. I wish they were on YouTube or something. I think it's important for the culture. Let's hear from Momox. I know Jano has a question, but let's hear from Momox as well. That moment when you noticed, hey, ni kama wananijua.
I hope mko poa. So at first time mara yangu ya kwanza kuja media tour Nairobi, I think nilikuwa nimesonga style ya Rema. And people were like, oh, uni Rema sababu ulikuwa unatembea na timu. Sasa nilikuwa na timu kubwa sana, nilikuwa nimealikwa na Mashmwana kwenye album launch yake. Nilipofika pale niko na manager, niko na security, niko na nini, unajua hizo PR nini. Watu wakashtuka ni yeye. So hakuna mtu mwenye anaweza tembea na watu wote, huyu ni yeye Rema. So ikana sumbuliwa, but mika spend hiyo kitu. Nataka ni jibrand mimi mwenyewe kama Momox, cause mimi pia ni artist na niko na muziki wangu. So nikaona kwamba mbona watu wananisukuma sana upande wa Rema. Mimi nataka watu wanijue mimi kama Momox, sitaki watu wanijue kama Rema. Kana nifananisha mara Nairobi Gossip wana post nini vitu kama hizo. Ikawa inaniboa. Kuniboesha yani. Yeah. So nikaendelea kupambana hivyo nikafikiria YouTube channel yangu niite Kenyan Rema, nikasema hapana, acha niite tu Momox KE. Ndo nikapata management at first, alafu tukaja kidogo tukapishana, nikafungua tena channel yangu nikaita, alikuwa kunajiita Momox, then nikajiita Momox KE. Nikaja nika release ngoma yangu inaitwa Tomorrow, ilifanya poa mpaka sasa ina trend bado. I think mmepishana nayo TikTok ya mama watoto inaitwa Tomorrow. So hiyo ni pia ngoma yenye ilinifanya nikajulikana zaidi like Momox. Sasa kama Momox nikienda pale kununua kama ni chipo, nimeingia pale sasa nakuja na ngoma na niambia Momox wewe nakataa, kama nimevaa vizuri naweza kubali, akinipata nimevaa vibaya mazee nakataa, ambia huyu ni bro wangu. Sababu pia inakuwa ile tisho poa kama mtu amekupata off ile off guard kama
off character. Momox bila kofia.
Momox hajavaa kofia.
Ati ndio anasema ni brother yangu. Like it's not me, it's the brother.
Kuna time nakumbuka kana nafanya kazi. Kuna time kana nafanya kazi kwa boutique. Msee akaniambia unafanana na Momox. Na kata naambia mimi napenda ngoma za Momox ndio maana nanyoa kama yeye. So ikana najaribu kuprotect pia ile brand yangu.
That's good. Yeah, there's weird times that somebody will say, you know, you sound a lot like Janet. Am I you're related? Depending, like Momox where I am, I'm like, my cousin, sister angu, my twin. I wanted to come back to you because you've kind of seen fame over the decades. And there's not many people who are able to sustain a level of fame, well, at least allegedly and reportedly. Sometimes it really gets to you. That's why, like Jim Watt was here, you either get into substance abuse or depression or stress, or you just want to step back a bit. So what has sustained you? Number one. Number two, what do you worry the most about when you look at, you know, people like Momox today and other young artists? Because the game has changed so much with the onset of things like TikTok. So what has sustained you, and what caution do you want to throw to those who are now coming up in fame?
I would like to tell, first of all, I know Momox from back in Mombasa. I just met him early this year in some neighborhood where, and I started talking to him immediately, and I told him how fame was that time and how it is this time. So he's not a stranger to me. So for me, I can say there was a time I also got lost, just like Jimot in the fame, and I'm a recovering also alcoholic. I've been sober now for 6 years.
Well done.
So yeah, so sometimes when the fame comes unexpectedly, you know, no one I think expects it, or no one. Okay, maybe you do, but you don't know how far. That you don't know how far the fame goes for you. It has a very, what can I say? It's a Kenyan thing. It's a worldwide. It's not even worldwide. It's called a countrywide. So you're under pressure. You're under pressure to live your life for the people, and you find yourself living for applause. You know, because now if you do this, unauliza what will they say? Watafanya nini? Watasema nini? So that one can get into your head very fast, and sometimes things don't turn out the way you thought they would. sometimes we face the pressure as famous people, or I can say famous people, yeah, we face the pressures that everyone faces, but for you, it becomes more difficult because your eyes, the public has its eyes on you. So unajikuta wewe kama uko na shida ya pesa na watu watajua. Watu wengine wako nayo but yao haina nini. It's not as evident as so that is where you find yourself maybe looking for some things to cope and probably fall into drugs or even any other types of addiction, of which that is the most near thing that you can access. Alcohol is legal, bang is there, and you just want to. It's a temporary escape for that. So for that. And it comes with fame also, because you don't want to feel the pain like the others. You don't want to feel the pain like others do. You want to feel different, and numb it, And so I would tell this like these people who are in the fame right now. The more you start, you begin the journey of knowing yourself, what you stand for as a person is the beginning of wisdom, because you can't live for people you can only do that for so long, At the end of the day, when the curtains close and the lights go off, you're on your own. Mm-hmm. And whatever decisions that you have made, whatever decisions that you had made before then, they are going to come into your life. They're going to come back and maybe haunt you, or maybe even make you a better person. So yeah, you have to be careful and not to live for people as such, but just jitambue we mwenyewe. Who are you? Who is Baba Talisha? Who is Momox? Who is, remind me your name? Telvin. By them, I'm very sorry for the accident that you had. I also follow you. Pia sisi maoji tunaangalianga hizi vitu za TikTok, yeah. And it's a very good job. So yeah, the moment you realize what you stand for, after the lights are gone, that is who you are.
That's a perfect segue to get into the break. Thank you for that. It's really about self-awareness. We're going to take a short break, come back and continue to talk about navigating life in fame and life beyond fame. It's coming up to 8:30. We'll be back in a bit.
The nation. We're back in conversation now with Momox Kenya, with Telvin Mburu, with Baba Talisha and Pytah Boomba, talking life during and after fame. And Pytah had just given just a word, for people who are coming into it. I wanted to go to Telvin and to Momox now. You guys are in it. But Momox umesema, first of all, you have to, keep the character alive, right? Not the character, but the personality alive. Sindio, lazima ukwe very intentional about that. What is the cost of that? And I mean cost pesa na the cost to wewe pia.
Sijakuelewa, naeleze Kiswahili.
Kwa Kiswahili. Aya. Kuweka hiyo character, yani whether ni Momox, make sure that hata ukiwa kwa boutique watu wanaelewa kuna difference. Wakiona Momox wanajua ni Momox, wakikuona wewe wanajua ni wewe. What does it cost kipesa, na pia does it take a lot of energy, nguvu nyingi, unajua ni kama unafanya character almost. Okay,
kuna sehemu zingine nikiwepo kama nimeenda tuseme kama ni performance show. Nikipanda tu stage hivi, watu wanajua ni Momox amepanda stage, na wanajua ngoma yangu nikiimba tu mpaka mic inakuwa inazimwa, kwamba wao wanaimba ngoma kuanzia mwanzo mpaka mwisho, unaona. So hapo hivyo naweza ukubali ule Momox. Lakini ukinipata sehemu nyingine kama nilivyosema mwanzo kwamba umenipata niko sehemu pengine na ngoja chipo ama nini, mimi siwezi kukubali ule Momox, kwa sababu pia itakuwa inaharibu brand yangu. Na pia pengine seti kwamba nimependa kutoka mimi mwenyewe, pengine manager yuko karibu ama nini na nimeshikika, inabidi nitoke mwenyewe kama msanii niende ninunue kitu ninachokitaka mimi. Sababu naamini brand ni muhimu, na pia brand kumaintain ngumu. Lakini sasa hauoni ni kama inapea watu pressure, kwa sababu wanadhani wasanii wanaishi vizuri. Msanii hawezi nunua chipo tu, labda anunue fries. Unaelewa difference ya chipo na fries? Sasa kuna ile kama umetamani kitu, sababu huu ni mwili. So ingine tunaingia sehemu nzuri, tunaingia tunakula chakula kizuri cha pesa nyingi, unaona, kama iko pesa. Na kama hakuna, inabidi tunaingia sehemu yoyote ile ambayo inastahili kuingiwa na tunakula. Sababu pia ni ile inapatia mtu kwamba kama Momox ameingia hapa na akala, kumaanisha hata mimi pia naweza ingia hapa hivi nikala. So Mimi naona maisha tu ni yale yale, kwa hakuna kitu tofauti. Muhimu ni kazi ifanyike, tu push watu watuangalie na watu sikize.
Kuna comment here, Staki Mapepe says, to remain famous is striking a balance between personal life and camera life. A few people are unable to cope with huge fame and they somewhat become arrogant and proud. Momox, unasikia kama hii maisha hii ya kuwa Momox inakupatia pressure nyingi sana? Amoni kama inaku affect?
Hapana, sababu
kinani hivi ku affect kama mental health hivi? Manake sasa angalia, ukitoka nje lazima ufikiria sasa nitavaa nini? Lazima watu wajue ni Momox.
Kabisa.
Siwezi ingia hapa, lazima watu watajiuliza huyu ni Momox. Hawezi hata kuishi maisha tu yako hivi, lakini watu wakiangalia wanasema huyu ni Momox, akiwa kwa stage, akiwa msanii ni msanii. Lakini maisha yake bado ni Momox.
Yeah, I think mimi napenda kukaa na watu hata nikiwa street. Watu that's why pia na gain many followers, sababu watu hana kiburi. Kama amekuja amekaa na sisi, tumevibe naye, tumekula naye sahani moja, ni mtu poa, unaona? So mimi napenda sana kuishi maisha ya nyuma ya kamera, na ikifika time ya kuweka brand ile usawa, utamuona Momox ile. Ikifika time ambayo ni nahitaji kukaa na watu kama maisha ya kawaida sasa nyuma ya kamera, sababu kuna maisha baada ya ufem. So tunakaa tuna sababu pia wale ni wenzetu.
I know we're going to Telvin in a bit, but pia labda tuongea na fans because maybe pia hizo expectations is what adds a lot of pressure. I know it's a hard one because they're like, so mbona ulianza kuimba? Kama utaki kuwa famous, but it's like maybe vile amesema, it's important that also followers and fans and community also give people a break and be like, Momox is with his friends or family, he's chilling, you know what I mean? So maybe it's also reframing how the fans conversation for another day.
So wasikuja kusalimia kama uko na
labda kama amesema maybe if he wants to do something private, okay, he'll say hi, but his expectations are, mbona hujavaa kofia leo, kumeendaje, mbona you know what I mean, just like manage expectations around the people that you follow.
Right.
Yeah.
Like
it depends, sababu kama mimi mtu anaweza kuja pengine kama nimeenda Bungoma kuperform, sijashuka gari tena mtu Momox ameshtuka. So mimi mwenyewe pia ananishtua. Wewe umenijua aje unaona? So naona ni mbali, kwa hiyo mimi najulikana mpaka huku. So inanipatia ile nguvu ya kwamba basi kazi yangu naifanya vizuri na nafaa keep going. Yeah.
Samahani again. Oh, sorry. Before we even come to Telvin and Baba Talisha, can I bring it back to you? The same conversation, and how you've managed to maybe find your balance. Like, I'm just going to be me. If they see me, if they don't see me in my, you know, my artistry, ni sawa tu.
I think it's I want it's good perspective because I think with Momox it's very clear there's a distinction.
Yes.
And that's you know, there's a distinction and that's fantastic.
It's like the two personalities.
Yeah, two personalities.
I think with Momox I was also there sometime those days, but so it takes time for a person to grow, and when you self-accept, it begins with self-acceptance, it's easier. There was a time also I wouldn't even go out, I wouldn't want to use the matatu. I would want to, hata kama hauna pesa unajiumiza utumie taxi kwenda tu mahali, you know. So I think it comes with time, and for different people it works differently. There are artists right now who we know still protect their brand. Kuna mtu pengine hajawahi toa durag, kuna mtu sijataja jina, kuna mtu pengine hajawahi onekana in public and nini, and now there's other artists who utamkuta tu bezi ya mtaa eating mtura with people and stuff like that. So it works differently for different people. So I totally agree the brand should be protected, but to what cost, you know? Is it costing you like a fortune? Is it like okay, they always say there's no business like show business, but it's going to be living for me right now that I know, I would call it like sometimes living a lie. Because you show people like things are okay, things are well, because you see like how he's saying sele pesa iko anaenda to go and eat in the big restaurants, which means sometimes your pesa huwa haiko. But now the people who are the fans and everyone know, they associate like the big ninis with. So that's what gives even the artists pressure and also the fans pressure, thinking that there's a lot of money in fame, there's a lot of, you know. at the end of the day sasa mtu anaingia anakuwa disappointed, anakuwa depressed bure. And yeah, so it depends. It's good to protect the brand, but at what cost?
Indeed. You know, for I can see maybe in music, you can tell where you are at by how many gigs you're getting called for, how your music is being consumed. Maybe you can just check the streaming for your music, so you can tell niko juu. Now, for someone like Baba Talisha who's also creating content, you're also telling by how much your content is being created, being consumed. Does it get to a point where you feel, the numbers are dropping? Hasa kuna ile pressure. Now I've got to mine engagement. So you have to think of something controversial to spark, this kind of engagement, so that, people, I feed off the engagement because that's what validates me. But also I've got to create content that generates engagement so that I'm validated. Do you feel that pressure?
For me, was chukwangi pressure social media. I'm quite different, yeah. So me since then until right now, mi wananga vitu mingi sana kwa social media. We have different type of content creators. So we have wale wanafanya comedy zao, kuna wale wanafanya lifestyle. And most times ukiangalia most content creators, most content creators wanapenda hii pressure social media sana, like they want to remain at the top, but they don't know what it takes to be at the top. They really don't know that. That's when unapata mtu sahi sasa juu anataka kwa pale juu na pia anataka kufiti na watu wengine. Atuko level same. The same way Telvin hapa iko same na mimi. The same way mimi sizi kwa kama mtu mwingine. Kila kitu iko na level yake. So, okay, pressure iko na watu wengine wanataka kufanya hizo vitu controversial. But at some point it can affect your brand, because for me I'm growing my brand to a certain niche. Unaona? So kuna place mimi nataka kuwa, kuna zile brands nataka kuwa associated nazo. So meaning in case I do something controversial, it means it will affect the ile kazi ama ile relationship niko nayo na company yenye mimi nafanya kazi, because at the moment right now I have like more than 20 brands that I'm working with. So mimi nianze kufanya tu vitu zingine tu uko tu nje ziko controversial, it will really affect. That's what unapata brands. So utakuja kuambiwa bazee, sisi utakuwa tena na sisi tena.
I'll come back to that question much later. On when those brands start dropping you, not because of done anything, wale wanakatu wanaona sasa huyu Baba Talisha ameanza kuwa Babu Talisha na
kuna kayengin kingine kanaitwa Momox. Ameingia to the next.
Telvin, for you it's different. For you shot into the limelight just out of happenstance. You're in a matatu, this happens, it gets onto social media, you come on to Fixing the Nation, you go everywhere. How did that sudden thrust into the limelight actually impact you and your life?
Okay, for me, let me start by saying that I'm really excited with where this conversation is going, because on my way here, when nimefika tu hivi, I spotted Baba Talisha and I was like, Baba Talisha, how are you? Blah, 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 because he's someone I've been following ever since, even before I thought that one day maybe I'll be ndakuwa tu naonekana na watu wengi maybe on screen and stuff, vitu kama hizo. So I believe the first question and the first things that I spoke to them, all of them, OG, Momox here, I asked them that, I asked Baba Talisha directly that how is life like? Because for me, it hasn't been, out of all these people, I guess, mimi ndio mdogo. Najua pia kwa shule kuna kuwa na baby class, pre-unit nini. So Momox is an artist. He's the bigger artist. He's like our father, OG. Baba Talisha here is like, he's bigger than me, way bigger than me, but he's like a brother to me. He's someone I look upon to so much. So for me, ilinipea, I've just been fixed between a lot of things, because a lot of pressure is coming your way. People think that maybe because now you are on show, you are on NTV with Eric, now you have money, people are seeing you, now you're rich, So, and I'm one person, I don't know how to fake my lifestyle. So when I asked them, they told me the first thing in this industry, in fame and stuff and all that, it is to find your purpose, Like Momox here is an artist, he sings, Baba Talisha, he's a content creator, he does brand ambassador stuff and all that, which I would really love to follow his footsteps. OG, he's also a musician, and I'm so happy to have met him also. So I would like to say that recently, for me, I guess I found my purpose. But now, coming into like fulfilling that purpose.
Telvin, but unaenda sana. Swali yangu ni, at that point when fame finds you and hits you in the face, right?
Yeah.
How was it? How was that pressure? Like you're saying, so you left Fixing the Nation, your video is going all over, everybody's seeing it, and they're saying, ulikuwa Fixing the Nation, uko na pesa. Right? Did that affect you? Did that affect, your relationship with your landlord, with your co-workers, with your crew?
Yeah, it really affected relationship with most people, because at times you might find someone who is your friend now thinks that now because you're famous, definitely now you have money, so because tulikuwa tunakula kibandaski, hatufai kula kibandaski, sasa tunafaa tukue tunakula fries, unaona? So before you start explaining to that person that hapana, si ati ni hivyo, at times it needs time, it needs to be, at times you have to sit down, take your time, understand, because one thing about being famous, yes, you can be famous, but at the end of the day, people think that because Baba Talisha is well known, he has money consistently, that he doesn't need any help at some point because he's financially stable and all that. But that's not the case, So it has been a challenge to me. It has been a challenge that has affected most of my relationships with my friends, with family, with closest people that were in my life. But at the end of the day, I don't know. I just don't know what to tell them.
He's in it.
I just don't know what to tell them, but it is tough. So it is so tough. So if you put yourself like, ukijieka mahali penye, you allow this pressure to get into you. And then maybe especially, let me just go a bit deeper. For someone like me, I'm not someone who is maybe sponsored by someone. So, once I got this fame, I'm not sponsored by a particular person at ataniambia, now because you want to do this and this and this, I can help you in this way, So for someone like me, if I start putting myself into that pressure that people are giving me, that now Telvin, you have money, Telvin, you're not supposed to be using matatu, Telvin, you're not supposed to be working with people, manze, I'll get depressed, and depression is real. So
that's so crazy.
Yeah.
You got famous because ulikuwa mati ya kwenda runga, unafanya kazi, then you get famous and they tell you, unatumia mat? What's that? The irony is crazy.
Yeah, that is what, like, people, at times, even after all that, whatever happened na nini, people were like still seeing me in the matatu, people were like still seeing me here and there, and they're like, celeb, unafanya nini huku, hauna gari, hauna nini. So I'm like, mimi mwenyewe hata bado I've not even found my purpose in this regime ya fame. Already mshaniambia sina gari, niko kwa matatu bado, navaa Crocs, But at the end of the day, you're just like, it's my life. So I'm one person, I'm actually a bit kind of Baba Talisha here. Like he said, he doesn't allow the necessities ya pressure ya online muingie. Same to me. Because utapata pia online, once you post something, people are like, mbona unatupostia hivi na wewe umeshakuwa celeb, you are supposed to do this, you are supposed to do this with that, So kila mtu ako na hiyo opinion yake, na the moment you start listening to opinions za kila mtu, trust me, you can even go mad.
True. There's something about vile unazoea kitu and it starts becoming normal, and it's you guys sasa kuzoea now being recognized, kila mahali unaenda watu wako like sasa poa nini. Sasa zingine they're not sure kama vile Jano amesema unafanana na Janet Mbogwa, unafanana na Pytah, there's that. But do you ever catch yourself feeling offended that maybe someone hasn't recognized you? Now the other side, umezoea hadi ni normal sasa, so ukiingia mahali wanakuambia ni aje Buddha, uko like a Buddha. Mini Momox. Does that ever happen? What's nianze na Momox actually? Oh, and I hear Baba Talisha and Pytah. Tunakam. Just a second.
Okay, for me, huwa nachukulia kila step in make like na count kama 0. So pale ambapo najulikana, acha ibaki already washanijua. So nikienda pale sijulikani, ni either ni make sure nijulikane hapo ama nikae tu mpaka ile time anaulize wewe ni nani, ndo niwaambie, unaona, sababu pia sisi enda pale naambia mimi ni artist nafanya hivi na hivi na hivi, haikui inakuwa so poa cause wacha watu wakuulize wewe ni nani unafanya nini, so ukiwaonesha kazi yako wanakuwa surprised. I think hiyo ndio kitu mimi hufanya. Naweza enda pale mpaka ile watu wanataka kwenda baadhi jina lako ni ndo naambia Momox unafanya mimi ni artist, hebu tuoneshe. Watu wanakaa sasa wanasikiza, after hapo wanapenda kazi na wanasubscribe kwa win. Sasa ni watu wangu sasa, yeah, they're
your community. Okay, so instead of getting offended, una recruit. Yeah, those become now your new.
That's good.
Because sometimes some people get mad that you don't know them. Yeah. Do you mean Eric Latif? What's wrong? Nini? Baba Talisha.
Yeah. I think for me, I used to be that kind of a person, because the fans, or let me say the people you walk around with, can create an illusion that you are one of the biggest, Baka, when you go like out, you start even confronting the bouncers. They start saying, "Kwani ujui ni nani?" You don't know. Alafu pia me, I'm like, "Kwani ujui mi ni nani?" You've created an illusion that you're the big guy. You're bigger than. And the bouncer, of course, you feel offended. Bouncer, kwani weni?
So your bouncer anakuangalia hivi.
Who are you? So yeah, at the end of the day, for right now, I feel very nice when I'm not recognized, and when one or two people recognize me, I appreciate, because sometimes you're just talking in Tao. So it makes me be free more with what I'm doing. I can run around my errands without any that unnecessary fame. But when you get, but I know that of getting offended, that feeling of getting offended when people don't recognize you, like, what am I doing this for? And that is the same thing with the likes also in Instagram and TikTok. When kwajina postaje I'm like I'm nini, so it goes back to what you're saying. When you're not content with yourself, even other people won't you won't find that contentness in other people. So wewe mwenyewe tu kwa content na wewe vile uko, and kama wakujui wewe unajijua.
I was literally going to say at least unajijua. You know yourself.
To the likes.
Pia,
yes.
You are creating content for people to consume.
Yes.
Ni sawa umejikubali. Sasa usianze basi kukubali ati then your content is not good enough. Is that what you're saying?
No, I wanted also to come to that. First of all, what is content creation? Content creation, there's content creation like what Baba Talisha does, and then there's like somebody who's a musician.
Yeah.
You do music because you love it. You do it for people to listen, or people, not necessarily also for the likes and for the. You can be doing it as a hobby and but right now I think people have confused the two. Everyone nowadays is a content creator. So long as simu yako iko na camera, and there's internet, and there's there's a tripod, and there's hi guys,
welcome to my channel.
Welcome to my channel. So I think people got it twisted. For music artists or for people who are simply practicing their hobbies, like right now, you can be like a radio presenter, job, but you're famous, right? You utakuwa famous. Kuna these people like my friend here, who I think I feel sorry for him because he just became famous by chance, and right now people are expecting so much from him. So at the end of the day, you do content also for people, but what are you? I mean,
no, Pytah. So if you become famous from doing what you do, all right? So you already are earning an income, and actually you're not. I'm a radio host, okay? I am working. I'm a TV host. I'm working. I'm doing the job that I do. So if people recognize me out there, that's okay. That's well and good. I'm not creating content for people to recognize. I'm actually doing part of my job is to, bring you the news. So you'll see the news. You'll recognize me. You may not. All right. But that's different from Pytah. Umeandika lyrics, ukaingia kwa studio, ukaimba wimbo, ukachoma kwa CD ama kwa YouTube. You're doing that
for people,
for purposes of people consuming it, and so you're measuring whether people are consuming it or not. You see, for me in the news, it is for the job of other people to check whether my news is being viewed. right? There's somebody else in NTV whose job it is to make sure that as many people watch NTV news as possible.
Yeah.
Mine is, have I delivered the news? I've delivered. So I don't have that pressure.
Okay.
But I can imagine that as a musician, you have the pressure.
So
you're producing music, you have the pressure, you want to see that music actually being consumed.
So there's now the recognizing what you have done. Do they recognize your music, and there's recognizing you now as a person, which you have to differentiate.
Okay.
Do they appreciate my music? Do they appreciate my art? Kuna ile sasa ile ya kulengwa hata au msa amekupita. Kama amekupita lakini amelike video yako, tu sawa.
Interesting. I know we're about to take a break, and maybe in the next hour we'll talk about maybe conversion, or two things. One is beyond fame. Like if fame dropped today, if today for some reason we woke up in an alternate universe where people don't know you, what would you do with that? Would you say, okay, I'm going to redirect my energy and do something else, or I'm going to try building and being famous? And number two, how you go beyond, it's part of what you've just said, Pytah. Like I'm known for my music, and if people don't no longer recognize me like they did, is it also me converting that to a business venture, still within the industry, so that you have the clout without necessarily having the recognition? So you come on,
or the money.
Yeah, there's money. Okay, people don't know you, but it's like I'm making money. I'm still in the music business, and is that okay? Well, Lisa Swali. But anyway, we'll come back and speak to them. It's coming up to 9 a.m. Fixing the Nation, one conversation at a time, talking about life beyond fame and everything that comes with it. Stay with us. We'll be back in just a moment. For him,
Yes.
well, we're back in studio. Today we've got Telvin, Talisha, Talisha, Pytah, Boomba. We have Momox as well. We're just talking about life beyond fame. And I think before the break, I was asking what happens if the fame is no longer part of the brand. For example, for whatever reason, somebody new comes up or you step back, you're no longer famous. Does that take away from what you do? I just want to ask that to everyone. Or are you just like, no, if I'm a singer, if I'm a content creator, I still love it and I'll continue to do it. Fame isn't the end game. Maybe evolving is the end game. Maybe diversifying my business interests is the long game. So for all of you, fame saiki sama, I'm moving on to somebody else. What do you do with that? How do you either repackage or how do you evolve? Tuanzena, Baba Talisha.
Wow. That's a good question, yeah? Anyway, for me, I guess, kuna kwanga na ile peak point yako as a person, in content creation, be it weka ni msanii. Kuna msanii saya na hit. Kuna mwenye alikuwa na hit before. Na kuna mwingine baada anakuja atakuwa na hit kuliko wewe kabisa. So for me,
kuna mwenye hajazaliwa bado.
Kuna mwingine hajazaliwa, yeah, sure. So vile nimambia Telvin tu hapa, learn to know your purpose, because fame huwa inakuwa, then it fades away. But so long as you have that purpose, because most of the content creators are celebrities wa Kenya, they get carried away with, the celeb thing, ile syndrome ya kuwa celebrity, unaona. So wanajisahau. By the time inaenda unapata, when you look back, kuna kitu nilifanya ukweli, there's nothing mtu alifanya, no investment, no nothing, like hakuna kitu inaweza kusustain as a person. So wanaambianga wasi wengi sana, especially me wanakuwa TikTok sana pia na Facebook, mi wa show, make sure by the time jina yako sahi na fade kwa akili za watu, make sure ile kitu ulikuwa umefanya inaweza kusustain the coming years, because right now I'm famous, yeah. Kuna mtu mwingine atakuja tu, numbers zako zitakuwa bado, but wewe fulfillment yako ulikuwa umefanya nini in life? So for me I guess mimi nimekuwa kwa hiyo space sana since 2020 until right now, it's like 5 years now. I guess kuna time mimi nakuanga nimeenda juu, kuna time niko chini, but still bado jina ni ile tu. Unajua sasa mimi niko tu pale. Mimi niko tu pale, hakuna mahali naenda, because I really know who I am. I really know the type of content I normally do. Na already mimi nilitoka, I guess me content creation mimi naifanyanga tu for fun ingine, but mimi niko kwa brands, huko ndio kuna pesa. Yes, huko ndio pesa iko. Sizo pesa ndio nitatumia kufanya vitu zingine, unaona. So I guess right now ndio Facebook imeanza kulipa watu. TikTok doesn't pay, YouTube normally pay. So on YouTube and Facebook you can earn money. Unless others on TikTok you can only earn money ukifanya ile kitu ya tap na kurushiwa gifts. Na unajua kulikuwa na hiyo period kuna period ilikuwa TikTok was so like 2 years ago ilikuwa na watu wengi sana gifters. They used to, ulikuwa unapata mtu in 4 minutes amepata kitu kama $500,000, mwingine amepata 1 million. Yeah, the number, yeah, ukifanya ile game series in 4 minutes. Yes. So unapata the first thing mtu mentality ya mtako TikTok ama ule mwenye upcoming content creator, kitu ya kwanza, I want to be like Baba Talisha. Sasa endesha gari ayo, unaona atafanya everything juu chini, hata ataenda kwa showroom achukue tu loan, unaona. Thus unapata sometimes after some time hiyo ni inaanza kufade, gifters wanaanza kuchoka, watu wanaanza kupotea, the numbers zinaanza kudrop. Ulikuwa na 2.5 k people watching, alafu wanaanza kudrop, wanaanza. That's why kuna mtu nishayambia siku moja on TikTok too, because she was very famous, yeah. I told her one day, what if hizi numbers zenye uko nazo, she used to have like 5 point something k followers watching. What will happen one day when you wake up, unafungua live, unapata watu 500 wanawatch. Na maybe ile pesa, unajua that time alikuwa na over in a week maybe can make up to 3 million Kenyan shillings. So ni mtu amekatuka kamera tu. Yes, kwa kamera. Let me tell you. Yes, on TikTok iko na do. Yes, TikTok iko na do. Ningeamua tu like mimi sasa sikuji interview hivi, niingie pale niambie sasa tumieni hizo malans my universe nini, I'll get a lot of money. So nikamuuliza, what if the numbers toka hapa right now, you're earning this, and then after some time easy my followers wanapunguka, the viewers wanapunguka, what will happen? Then I'll brush it off. Akaona huyu sasa anasema nini. Right now, they are begging right now because there are no gifts, Sasa hii maisha inakuchapa tu vizuri because now you got carried away with the fame. Zile pesa ulikuwa unajua, pia pesa zingine za kupewa hivi bure kwa nini zinakunyanga na mambo mingi. It's like betting money, unatumianga tu vile unatumia because inakuja kienda, because you don't have that mind ya kuinvest, you don't have that mind ya kufanya kitu inaweza kupatia returns, unaona, au like you don't have that mind ya kufanya ikuwe na cash flow, unaona. So the only thing mimi naambia any content creator, don't forget who you are, because this you na kuna mali upenye unafaa ukue, kuna hiyo future unataka ukue nayo, but hiyo future hizi kuwa kama kili yake iko tu, uko na ile symptom, celebrity, unajua mimi hizi itaseka. That's why you get most of the celebrities in Kenya, they end up into depression, they end up kwanza kutumia drugs vile amesema tu, because kuna pressure, alafu society the same way tu Telvin amesema hapa. Sasa mimi kwanza especially mimi sasa hapa Babati, there's a time I did the fundraiser Branchera. I guess that was the highest on TikTok, 8.5. So from there the case is my ile namba yangu ya biashara tu peke yake. Mtu anafikanga tu jioni kama ile, hata sasa nikifungua tu simu utasikia bro mimi sijakula breakfast. Tumie ni. Na mimi mwenyewe hata ajui kama nimekula kwangu.
Nakuuliza kama umekula.
Ajui hata nilipia rent. Mimi hata mimi kwangu baby hata nimekaa kama 3 months. So kuna ile vile wasiku huko nje. Hiyo pressure, ile pressure the society inapatia celebrities ama wale wanajulikana huko nje, ina lead wase wengine into depression, not because wanataka. Sasa unapata msana fake life anaenda into depths. You have seen celebrities who have gone into depths, so they end up being depressed, alafu bado unaona
because they didn't plan.
Exactly. So you have to plan when uko kwa prime yako. Kama sasa tuko in our prime, unaona huyu sasa ndiye anaingia saa hii, huyu already sasa uko kwa prime yako saa hii. So we have, this is the moment, hakuna ingine, because kuna naona kuja saa hii itaenda. So unaona kale kijana kale champe kamekuja na ubaya, unaona. Sasa sisi kama tumegomilia hapo ndani na
I like that.
Yeah.
When you're in your prime unajipanga for the long term so that usijipate in those situations. Nataka kusikia kutoka Mohamed Mzee Shaban. Yeah. Anaitwa Momox pia. I knew you guys were like, sasa yoni nani? Because I like the distinction. So that's why I was like very specific. Wacha nitumia government name. Ukijipata sasa wewe si Momox tena. Hata ukiwa hapa NTV unaingia ni Mohamed Mzee Shaban. What next?
Nitashukuru. Sababu ndo sema ambao Mwenyezi Mungu amechagua mimi niwe. Unaona, so siwezi kumlaumu na siwezi anza kusema eti kwa nini mbona mimi amenishikisha chini na akamwinua mwingine.
ile ni time yake tayari imefika. Na mimi time yangu pengine sikuitumia vizuri, ama yeye Mwenyezi Mungu alipanga kwamba wewe utakuwa mtu fulani kwa muda fulani. Siwezi shindana naye, unaona. Ya hicho ndio kitu mimi naamini, na ndio maana kila siku namuomba kwamba azidi kuniinua, asinishushe chini.
Mipango ya Mungu haina makosa.
Kabisa.
Na kujipanga?
Kujipanga mimi labda upande wa kazi projects. So I have a lot of projects with big artists nimefanya. Na imani from 2026 tutakuwa ngoma kubwa, like zitaenda kufanya vizuri. Mkini support venye alisema nani, mkini support nyinyi wa Kenya, mimi nitafika mbali, cause mimi na imani mimi mwenyewe ni shabiki yangu mimi. Cause before ngoma niitoe pale nje, huwa lazima nishakaa chini na kamati yangu studio, tunahakikisha ngoma ni kali na ndo tuna-release. That's why unaona hata Lolo ngoma nimefanya na Masauti inafanya vizuri right now. Na kuna ngoma nimefanya na Kelechi pia bado sija-release, lakini kuna ngoma na Triomio bado inafanya vizuri kwa YouTube. Lakini hizo ngoma zote ni ngoma kali, kwa hiyo ni watu tu wazidi kuzisukuma zifike mbali.
Ukifikiria more long term, kwanza I can't wait to hear Kelechi, Triomio. Yani umekuwa ukipika, you've been in the kitchen cooking.
Ngoma yangu na Triomio already iko
out. Sasa when you think about say Momox, you know, kijana barubaru, uko na nguvu, uko na time, uko na talanta, uko na fans. In 20 years that might look different, si ndio?
Inshallah. Mimi sitaki kufa maskini, hicho ndio kitu ambacho naipuka, sababu maskini ni mbaya. Ukiwa maskini utadharaulia, hakuna pale ambapo utapoa ile heshima ambayo unastahili kupatiwa. Kwa hiyo tutafuteni hela sana na tufanyeni bidii. Hicho ndio kitu ambacho nazaambia ndugu zangu, wakubwa zangu, like mtu mwenye hana kitu utasaidiwa siku ya kwanza, ya pili, ya tatu, ya nne utachokwa. Kwa hiyo ukiwa na hela zako utaenda pale, utaheshimiwa, utapigiwa mpaka utaitwa boss. Naomba boss adai, boss anakumbushwa. Vipi kuna ile deni lako? Sasa sijui kama ananipata hapo.
Unakupata, unauliza utakunywa soda gani kesho, na kama tu ile imebaki mwisho.
Ulizwa kwa heshima.
Kwa heshima.
Na taadhima kuu. Mama, kusacha nikuulize. Umejipatia miaka ngapi? Saizi mahali huko umefika kileleni ama bado?
As in
umefika kileleni, uko top of your game?
No, hapana, mimi sijarizika kabisa.
Unajipatia miaka kama ngapi hivi?
Mimi inshallah
uanze kudidimia, ndio sasa uanze unatoa ngoma. Watu wanasema ni ngoma ya Momox sawa. Lakini
okay, sababu pia nishaikuwa na ngoma kubwa na ikafutwa on YouTube. Ngoma on 3 months iko tayari kwa 500k. No, 1 month iko shangia 500,000 without buying views. Mimi sinunuagi views. So nilikuwa nashtuka mimi sijapata 100k views. Kwa mara ya kwanza nilipopata 200k views nikasidaridika na hiyo 100k views. Sasa nataka 200 nikataka mita nikafikisha 1 million. So bado nataka mwa, sababu mimi siamini kama hapa ndo kiwango changu ambacho nafaa kufika. Mimi nafaa kufika sehemu ambapo nikisimama hivi na represent Kenya, kwamba huyu ni msanii wa Kenya, like giant wa Kenya, unaona? Hicho ndio kitu ambacho mimi napambania. Sipambania hapa tu hivi, unaona?
Na siku kija ambapo Momox sasa ni Momox alikuwa msanii. Ni msanii aliyebobea. Hizo siku zikija utakuwa umejipanga? Kwa saizi ambapo uko pale unachuma vinono, unaziweka wapi hizi pesa?
Siombe Mungu anishushe hata kidogo, na sijaiomba kudidimia kwangu, sababu mwenye pia ni mtu ngikao naombea wenzangu mazuri. Kwa hiyo sidhani kama Mwenyezi Mungu anaweza nididimisha. Natamani sana nikuwe mkubwa, nisaidie watu, na main dream yangu mimi huambia hata mamangu na watu wengine, naambia mama, mimi nikiwa tajiri natamani sana kusaidia orphans, sababu mimi sikulelewa na wazazi. Kwa hiyo na ifeel hiyo uchungu ya kukabila wazazi. Kwa hiyo wale pia ni kama ndugu zangu, unaona? So hiyo ndo aim yangu, natamani sana nikuwe mkubwa. Kando na artist pia niko na record label, nisaidie nijenge hata kama ni hekalu ya orphans.
Same question now to Pytah before, because Telvin is taking all this in. For you, how do you plan for life beyond fame? Or did it just catch you off guard? You're like, well, I guess now that I'm maybe not as passionate, and I'm putting words in your mouth maybe, about making music, I now want to diversify, invest, etc. Was there a moment when you sat and said, I don't know that I want to do this forever, so this is what I'm going to start doing instead?
It's a good question because I think nothing prepares you for life after fame, especially now us who were there before. Right now they can learn from us, you know. I don't think we had so many celebrities before. There wasn't so much hype. There was no social media. There was no. So right now, I can say life after fame, when the lights have gone down, right now we have like a support group also for musicians and artists who have been there. We are with Jim, what was here yesterday. We have that group called C12, and we usually like have a sit down and exchange ideas. We usually help the other artists who did not take it so well. Others sank into addiction, others even were unlucky, they did not make it. Because of, you know, how kujipanga, you don't, you know how you know fame is fading. Probably you were getting shows 3 times in a weekend, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, kidogo kidogo nakuwa ni Friday and Saturday. Then it starts kidogo kidogo, this one Saturday only. And you see now, we used to, you use money anyhowly, knowing that you're going to be, this weekend you're going to still get money. So it's going to be difficult for somebody who is living recklessly to invest, because now you know this weekend. So it can get you, like for us, maybe it hit us off guard. Some of us, I'm not speaking for everyone. This shows now start disappearing. Maybe you skip this weekend, the other weekend there's a show. So you start realizing, hey, I used to have like every weekend I had 50K, I had 40, and we didn't have elephants, unfortunately. I'm surprised that people can make 3 million a week on TikTok. I should get to know some people. So before you know it, now the fame is gone, the money is gone. And looking back, you were the person who was chafuliaring watu meza. You are the guy who was, even people used to look at you for, if they have a small emergency, they have, you know, those are small things, and you used to give them out. But now, when now you're the one who needs that money, no one is showing up for you, because they know, you see now, this is the life you used to live, but sasa wewe hata unatuomba, sasa wewe hata, and you've not even invested, you've not done what. So I think that is the breaking point, and it's different for so many people. So right now, for me, apart from that group, I after quitting alcohol and after quitting, because also that one was a low moment that I thank God I overcame. Right now I'm helping people, to other artists like akina Talisha, akina Telvin, so that they don't fall into the same, like Momox has been asked right here, in 20 years, akasema yeye anataka kusaidia mayatima, but you say now you have to start it right now.
Right.
This is the time that you should start, because now you might think this is going to be here every time. Even by next year probably your needs might dwindle, you know, or even go higher, but it's only temporary. Everything that we do, like on social media, and even though they say social media never forgets, so it's kind of temporary also, because sasa umezoesha watu unaonyesha Kempinski nini hizo kwingine, na nimejua kuna difference ya fries na chipo. At least I've learned something. Umeonyesha ma fries alafu sasa umerudi kwa chipo mwitu.
Kuna moja unakula tomato sauce ingine na ketchup.
Okay.
Ingine tu speaking ingine na fork.
Yeah, there we go.
Kuna difference. Okay. Sasa umerudi sasa kwa hii ya toothpick. Na ukomezoea ya ketchup. Na unajua zote tu bado za serve the same purpose. Bado unakushiba tu, no. At least you have something in your stomach. But now people wanakuona na hiyo sasa unakuwa depressed, because sasa unajificha. Ndio ukule, you know, you're like hiding. Unajua, and you're doing the right thing. Sasa unafanya kitu mbaya. You know, so after the fame goes down, if you're prepared, you can handle it well. But I think it also goes down to a person, individual. But right now, hawezi kusema hawana hiyo information, because right now mnaona watu wakikuja wakisema wanisaidieni mara, and people are like, you by the way ulikuwa famous, ulikuwa nini, and so you use your money wisely, use your time wisely, and also the company that you stay with.
Hold up for company, because that's a whole other thing I want to get into. which is the communities around people as you grow, how that changes. Nani ni mtu wako for real. But just before that, kuna swali hapa on YouTube. Staki Mapepe is saying, to remain here, and Eric, you had read this, to remain famous is striking a balance between personal life and camera life. A few people are unable to cope with huge fame and somewhat become arrogant and proud. Let me talk about perception versus reality, because people have demands on your time, on your energy, on your person. Kila mtu anataka tu, people feel like they know you. And I think a lot of the times it doesn't come from a bad place. Watu wanakupenda, wanapenda mziki yako, wanapenda kenye umefanya, wamekuona kwa TV, Telvin. But sasa, ukisema no, sitaki kupiga picha na wewe, ni shida. Ama ni vile unasema. I want to talk about that. What is perceived as being arrogant, ni gani arrogance ya ukweli ama pride ya ukweli versus sometimes ni just drawing boundaries so that you're able to also have peace of mind. Ukule chipo yako vizuri Sanford na mtu asikusumbue saa zingine. You deserve it. Momox, mbona umekubaliana na mimi?
Haiko sawa. Yeah.
Okay. Baba Talisha, I feel like that. Yeah, because you were just giggling.
So, mi nikienda any place, mi nikienda mahali popote. I've traveled across Kenya, kila places. Like, mali sijaenda tu huko mwisho kwa Kenya na Ethiopia. But I've gone to most places in Isiolo. The first place mi usimama tu, that is sometimes back, we normally follow you. I've seen you somewhere. So mi nikienda any place, mi wana assume hakuna mtu ananijua hapo kwanza. That is, once umeke ile mentality ya kila msana nafaa kunijua, that is how you become arrogant. And these are the same people who put you pale juu. For you to be a celebrity, there's somebody who mwenye anakusupport mahali. Hizo followers, wale mafollowers unakuwa umeandika pale 1 million followers, 500k ama 10k. Those are the people who support you. Na kuna wale wengine wanakuview tu hata wajai kufollow, but they normally follow each and every movement, each and every post you normally make. So for me, I've interacted with most of my followers. Wengi wao juu mi wendanga mostly mutembea sana. Hata kama nimetoka Kenya nimeenda wapi. Like I was in Thailand. Like some 1 month ago, I guess. And Kenyans came, nilikuwa naingia tu live, niko Bangkok. Wamekuja hapo wengi sana. And sasa ujui lugha ya huko. They help you around. Kupatia mimi nikienda mahali like the first time nilitoka Kenya nimeenda Dubai pia. Kenyans came, I guess nilifanya meet and greet and tulikuwa tumejaza Holy Arch, unaona? Because you being a good person will just bring good energy just around you. People just support you regardless. Mimi na God amenishikilia kabisa. If you've been following my story, I've really grown from that person nilikuwa pale chini until where I am. So forever mi nakuanga very humble, so that anytime I meet anybody, I really don't know who you are, but I know you're just a good person. So mi ukiniomba picha ni hivyo, video mimi hadi will dance na watu because I really don't know. Let me just make you happy, because it's in some aspect to may uplift in one way or another. You don't have to be financial. Maybe tu kuna mtu anakuombea. Unajua kuna mtu anakuombeanga tu. Yes, kuna tu mtu anakaanga chini anasema, "Hey, Janet Mbugwa huyu. We really love her." Silently akilala sometimes yeye anakumbukanga tu kwa maombi yake. So for me and wale watu mimi unifollow, but then mimi wapenda sana,
When you're with your daughter, does that change? Kuna msichana wako?
No, sasa ule naye anapendwa sana. Ule naye unaenda mahali anasema, what? We don't follow you just because it's you. It's because of that. Unaona msichana wako. Unda alifanya sisi tukakufollow by the way. Yeah, so jaribu kufanya kitu kingine yote tu uone vile mambo itakuwa. So mimi nakuanga kwa ile, I'm a very social person, yeah. If you meet me kwa ground, I'm a very social. Mizi pressure ti mnaangalia mali mnaenda kula. Hey, mimi ngianga popote. Mimi uvanga kitu yote, naenda mahali popote, mat na acha hata gari mimi hapanda mat. Kwani ni pesa bado nitalipa tukaa nyinyi. So hizo such kinds izile ni tu naingia kwa mat unalipia kila msasa wanashanga huyu ni nani. So and pia mimi nikiendanga place, you might never know it's Baba Talisha until maybe I really don't know unless mtu point out
mtu mmoja tu anakurekodi.
Mtu tu mmoja unaona. So watu wengine kumbe ni yeye because you might never mimi najua kuna ingawa watumia filters but mimi niko hivyo. I'm just still
wow.
Mimi
I wanted to pause to see what Telvin is taking from all this because it's like I don't know whether he's feeling like a kodarasani. He's gleaning all these lessons about fame and investing. What's standing out for you, Telvin?
Okay, for me, I guess I'm learning a lot. At times, unaambiwa it is good. You know the reason as to why you have one mouth, 2 ears, and 2 eyes. You observe more, listen more, talk less. So I'm a good observer and I'm a good listener. And I'm kind of taking a lot in according to the kind of life that comes with fame and also how I'm supposed to cope up with it na vitu kama hizo. So like I don't know where I should start. Sijui kusema nini. Lakini it is really guiding me, like inanisaidia sana. Whatever Baba Talisha is saying, whatever OG said, whatever Momox anasema inanisaidia sana, inanionyesha the right way to follow, the right way to do this and this. Me being someone who is still uprising. By the way, speaking of uprising, there's one thing I wanted to share with people, with all of you here who are listening, even in front of our OG, in front of Baba Talisha, in front of Momox, in front of the whole Fixing the Nation, the whole of NTV and the whole of Kenyans watching. By the way, I have a very, very big project that I've been working on. So yeah, like I told you, when I came in here, when I asked them about fame and stuff and all that, they first told me, find your purpose. So I'll be back to where I was previously. So yeah, I have a very big project. I'm one person. I sat down, thought about it, and I was like, yeah, I came into limelight just, I don't know if I should say coincidentally. I don't know if I should say it was God's plan, of which it was his plan. So that is how I came. I was not an artist. I was not singing. I was not a content creator. I was making comedy, you know. I was not someone who was dancing on TikTok or doing 1, 2, 3. Yeah, so I sat down and I was like, yeah, now that I have this opportunity, now that people are getting to know me, what can I give back to the people? How can I make sure that, yeah, as much as they recognized me, like, what is that one thing that I'll be doing to show them that, yeah, this is Telvin, this is what Telvin will be doing on social media, you know? At times fame comes with positive and negative, you know? You can be famous for something negative and you can also be famous for something positive. So I have this show, I've been scripting it. It was the Unwanted Seed. So Unwanted Seed talks more about family drama. Yeah, it's about a young man. If you kind of read the logline, most people that I've shared it with, they're telling me that mbona inaka ni kama inapelekana na story yako sana, and I was like, yeah, because
usitupe plot sana kama uje copyright. Yeah, for safety ndio mtu asiibe aseme. Yeah, so it is inajita the Unwanted Seed. It is a very good show according to the people wenye nimejaribu ku reach out, because as I said, you know, once you come to this limelight, there are very different type of people who come to the limelight. Kuna ule anakuja kwa limelight na akona support ya family, support ya friends, na kuna ule mtu kama mimi mwenye nimekuja ile tu kwa limelight because maybe I did a good deed, I did this and this and that. So the only support that I have, the only family and friends that I have are the Kenyans watching me and the people here with me today. And so unapata like mimi nikikuja hivyo na sina hiyo support at ya family yenye naweza sema now me as Telvin I want to be doing this. You know, it depends with me now, ni mimi personally like nafaa kujieka hapo, but huyu mwingine mwenye amekuja na akona support ya familia na nini, definitely atapush zaidi haraka kuniliko. You understand? So I've been working on that and I'm so grateful. Yeah, I've just finished season 1. Iko na 14 episodes. Though sasa challenges ndio mob sana kwa sababu ikifika ni hapo pa how to showcase people that now you have this and this and that, because unaona something like filming, because it is something I loved doing. By the way, niliendanga hadi nationals in high school, back in high school, music and drama festivals. Nikona the certificates and everything and all that. So but now showcasing it is where
inakuwa a bit hard, inakuja. Now those are the kind of challenges we face. Because unafikiria, like at times you might come and tell someone, yeah, I have this thing that I want to do, so hivi na hivi, and then the person is like, when is celeb, wewe utafanya, like, you know, unaambia mtu, okay, mimi nataka hata unisaidie, unajua mimi sina iPhone, so hata kama ndaanza kuishoot na iPhone, at least watu wa get the concept, watu waone like whatever I'm trying to showcase. Ndio unajua once people start seeing whatever you're trying to do, watu wakikuja sasa wakianza kuinquire more about it, ndio unapatanga mtu anasema, hey, na by the way, it's a good one, I can decide to support you, I can decide to sponsor you, I can decide to. So to all of you listening, to all of you watching me, to all of you who are here with me, so that is my big project now. To every director, to every person. By the way, I was here and I was talking, nikasema, I never knew that ningepewa such a platform again. You know, I never thought, like it has never crossed my mind that I'll be back here at NTV Fixing the Nation, talking to people. And then surprisingly, I'm talking to people at a life beyond fame, and I'm like, I'm not even famous.
You are, and we wish you all the best in your project. Mariam and Eric, I don't know whether, I know you probably wanted to come in, but I wanted to ask something around structures, because, you know, I wonder whether there's an opportunity for the industry. I already feel like I know the answer to this, but structures for artists to guide and mentor and, you know, show them through the next step. For example, athletes, we think about this a lot. Even when we did the stadium, Mike Kwa ground, a lot of them were saying, if we had a structure which was like an institution that when you get in, you're trained how to save your money, you're trained how to deal with fame, you're trained how to sustain your momentum as an athlete. And I wonder
how to plan for life post. I wonder if the industry is missing an opportunity. Of course, everyone here, it's different. There's content creator, musician, musician as well. But I'm just wondering whether there's an opportunity as a fix for there to be some kind of platform where people just get an insight into, welcome to fame.
Right.
Step 1, you're famous. Step 2, utasumbuliwa sana. People will ask you for money. Step 3, you might get tempted to get into substance abuse. So this is us giving you like a playbook on what to look out for. I'm throwing it out there as a statement and a question on whether there's an opportunity that's missing there. Yeah. To even you, Eric, Mariam, to the guys in studio. I don't know. That's wishful thinking.
I think the work that Kina Pytah are doing.
Yeah, what he mentioned, C12.
Is it C12?
Yeah, it's C12.
And like the event that you have this weekend and so on and so forth. Is at the beginning of a structure that is, because you're already talking about mentoring others, showing them the other side of fame and where it can lead you. And saying you can actually just go left field completely, like we did. And here we are, we've come back. Is that
exactly. Now, at the C12, which means community 12, 12 process, we have celebrities or even creatives who've been there, who've seen it all. Some of whom struggled with all sorts of addictions, and now the good thing about it is that now we are not like only the old artists, we have also these new school ones who we tend to like mentor, We tell them it can go this way, it can go, because we don't stop you from doing whatever you're doing or whatever substance you choose to use, that is upon you. But we tell you, we give you an insight on it can go bad. It's not always feminine, it's not always glamorous as it seems right now. So that's why even this Saturday we have a concert called the Mind Independence of the Mind, which shows artists that they can and creatives can be creative without using any substance. For us, even for me, I remember we like other artists, we used to, alcohol I think was beyond cool, We had all those beautiful adverts. If they were the beautiful adverts, they were alcohol adverts. Dance, do, and you feel like this is the end thing. This is the life. So you found yourself like, for you to to get that morale or motivation to go on stage. So lazima upate ka kitu kidogo, and then
in the studio, same thing.
And in the studio, the same thing. You even you go on stage, you forget your words, you forget your even on stage, and you think it's funny, you know, because there's playback. But this right now there's band music, which is becoming popular, and if you're intoxicated, people will definitely know.
Yeah.
Na si lazima
kupatia audience kila time. No,
sasa una kila zona. You know that time it was all kwambia tu ase mikono juu. You know. Wasa unaweka mikono juu. Are you ready? Unapatia pickpockets kazi. Watu wakeka mkono juu. So you see, like right now, it's not. You don't have to use any sort of high. You know, there's bangi. There's a lot of what wanajidunga and stuff like that. You don't need that. Momox and the crew. The people you are with, I'm talking about that generation now, because right now they even the kind of drugs being used zimegeuka. They're different. Even we don't know some of them. You know, that time we knew alcohol and bangi. Those ones were the ones we grew knowing ulana nini. But right now there's so much drugs in around. Yeah, and apart from that, I also have a podcast called The Mindful Sip, of which I tend to interview creatives. Creatives come and tell their stories, and I just realized so many of them even they just wanted to talk, not even for me to help them, just want somebody to listen to them. So that's like an avenue. Unajua kuna watu wengi, like even right now Telvin, I think he has so much to say, but hana mtu wa kumsikia, unajua. And when you give these people opportunity, because I think that on its own is therapy, just talking. And that's when you, like akina Baba Talisha, if you have a group of content creators, you can come together and maybe share and do that. That on its own is therapy, because when you are alone, you won't know what you. It even increases your, unajua, your stress, your depression levels, but when you are together, and then that's what we stand for at C12, and I would suggest artists wakwe na ile umoja, you know, don't be selfish. This fame all dies and you'll remain there, and also sometimes things might happen. There's the accidents, there's sickness, you'll need these people. And you spoke about arrogance. Kuna hiyo kitu nichekesha sana. There's another time also. There's a thin line between being arrogant and being, you know,
and boundaries.
And boundaries. Fana anakuja na simu ina kamera mbaya. Unataka kupiga. Alafu ngoja kuna ile anaribu brand, alafu ingine pia sijui ameka Snapchat filter gani. You're supposed to pose there and smile like
I didn't see that angle coming.
So hiyo lazima pia ama wacha nipige na yangu nikutumie namba yako. So hiyo ni boundary. Tusidini watu sana.
Because you also don't want quality. I mean, sasa kuzimeja huko kwa mtandao.
Just meja kwa mtandao na una kazi.
Uko kijino na kwa uko zaidi.
Ati mbona uko na vumbi kwa hii picha? Ni kamera ya mtu. It's not nini bana. It's not. So hiyo ni boundaries.
Thank you, Pytah. There are many people who are actually Kalatu anasema Pytah Boomba tunakushabikia.
Thank you, Kalatu.
And Elisha Msengeti says, great topic. As Pytah Boomba has said, what happens after and beyond the limelight is so important, and that's why one must not get too fixed, pun intended, on fame alone. Yeah, don't be just too fixated on fame alone. Zara Hassan says, salams to all of you guys, amazing work. Being humble, good character, and being connected to a higher being, and sincerity, you will excel.
Yeah, good.
Elishiba comes back and says, well done, Telvin, Baba Talisha, Momox, and Pytah. You all sound very grounded. This is admirable. May your stars align and shine bright even beyond now and today. Thanks for sharing your experiences. You're blessing people as you do.
Thank you, Elishiba.
Yeah. And I like the story of C12. So C12 is this group, but also we were told yesterday, C12 is this place where you guys used to meet.
Yes.
At City Park.
Yes.
So someone who was there, Boniface Ntirango, has also sent a message.
Okay.
And he's also saying, thank you very much for sharing this. You know what he's saying, Janet, is that I think some of the things that these guys would like to know is to also hear how you have handled fame.
All of us.
Yeah, Jano, Mariam. Mariam. So as you ask the questions,
there is no fame to handle.
As you ask the questions, how would you answer?
Mariam umesema there's no fame to handle, end of story.
No.
We've talked about
We
this.
would also love to hear
Yeah,
that.
I think we've talked about this, about how your life reminds you you're not famous. Like,
Yeah.
unarudi home,
Yeah,
unaambiwa,
yeah.
aya, kuja, ingia
That's
jikoni.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I think it's, for me, it's like, and I genuinely don't think I am famous, because to me famous is like, it's such a big thing. So I don't think of it like that.
Yeah.
I generally just move. I think it's a level of delusion that's required for me to keep present.
To keep grounded.
So to keep grounded. So I don't move any differently. Of course, there's times you're aware that yes, people do know you. But for the most part, it doesn't change how I live day to day. And then the people around me, there's nothing about the interactions with me that has changed in any way whatsoever. So that makes me feel, yeah, ni kawaida too. It's only like when I'm here that maybe I'm like, oh, there's a camera and maybe there's someone on the other side. But aside from that, for the most
So
part,
the people around you keep you grounded.
they do. 100%. And I don't think they do it on purpose. How, like, it's, I'm not anything different to them. Like, they know what I do, they respect it, and they'll cheer for me and they'll support. But the interactions are with Mariam, their friend, their daughter, like that, not
Yeah.
anything
If
else.
it's time to do the dishes, you do the
You
dishes.
Yes,
do
that's
them.
exactly it.
No,
Without hesitation. I take myself before
You
I'm
take
told.
yourself. When I first got into TV, I was so excited because I was the host of a travel show. And I told my mom, oh my gosh. She didn't say congratulations first. The first thing she said, and it's very profound, she said, now, you know your friends are going to change. People around you, you're going to lose friends. So the whole time I'm like, Sasa, mom, you're going to lose friends. You have to be careful how you move in the industry. You have to be careful about men in the industry. So just make sure you are, just remember who you are. And remember when you're here, you are Janet. But anyway, congratulations. So
After that,
and it's stayed because you'd go somewhere and you notice people are changing because of everything everybody has said. Oh, siku hizi uko na pesa. Oh, siku hizi ukuji sijui mali fulani. Predators in the industry, out there would come. And so I think maybe that has just never left me, I think. And then fame has evolved. We were laughing about it in the break. There was Chagolatinis, as you said. There was Pulse. That was a level of fame. It was fun times. Over time, it's become many different things. So you don't even see yourself in that fame thing. You're just like, it's okay. Let me be Jano. Do what I can do the best I can. Mom, host, everything. And lead into my authenticity. And then now, Eric, I don't know what your story is for fame.
Oh, no.
I was literally about to finish and then...
No.
eh,
Nice
bana.
try. Nice try.
Nice try.
The question was to you too.
Nah, bana.
Okay, I've never really considered myself famous. I'm somebody in the public limelight. And I've had this limelight for many years, since the age of 18, right? But I live my life like that. Now, because it's a career, I mean, it comes with what I chose to do. I chose to be in media. So for me, it's a career. It's not, the fame thing that I was going to look for. So I just live my life like I'm in a career of media. It's just that in this career, unlike a doctor who is seen haraka by patients who come and go, and a doctor deals with very many patients in a year, all right? Same as a radio host, a TV host. You deal with very many people in a year, in the millions. You just live your life. It's the profession that you're in. It exposes you to very many people, so you live like that. Now, are there pressures? I have seen people who are in my industry who've come in, and they've come in with a mindset of, I have come in because I want to be famous. Not I've come in because I want to practice this, trade. I've come in because I want to be famous. And then you can see clearly the pressure and any of that. There's a way they want to dress, there's a way the places they want to go, there's places maybe says Panda Ndudhi, and so on and so forth. And you can see that pressure biting them. And because it is pegged on a platform, even before social media, if you get out of that platform, if the mic is taken away from you, people who associated you because of the mic now no longer associate with you. And you can see that deep coming in, right? And I remember a conversation that once had with Maina Kagani, and it was like, we're in this thing because of this mic, right? Without the mic, I'm just a hobody hoy, like mine.
You're mine.
I'm just a guy. It's the mic. It's the mic that gives me another character. So I've got to respect the mic and what the mic does, and always live like that.
I like that.
Fish, wisdom.
Intentionality. Wait, when you guys are thinking, so there's a common thread that I wanted to get into just before we close, but it's really good because I see you guys and I interact with you on a daily, so sometimes I forget you're a big deal. Not because I don't know it, but does that make sense? And that's the beauty of now community. That's the same thing. So I want to know what your communities look like and how they help. Who are the people around you that you know, whether you are Pytah, I'm a Pytah Boomba, you know, whether you are Telvin from the TV or Telvoa home, you know, whether you are Mohammed or Momox, they are consistent in your lives. Who are those people in your lives that are your real community? What's your name, Pytah?
For me, it's just family. I think my family, like my immediate and my extended family, they keep me grounded. So grounded. They don't consider me as a celebrity of sorts, you know, and I don't consider myself as one. And that has been the trend since back in 2003, 2004. Though sometimes they might pull it here and there if there's a let's say a function to scare Pytah tuimbia suanaimba, you know, that one that's for fun and
celebs unileta kachumbari hapo.
But that is just to pull your leg. It's not like because it's just normal, and I think that has really helped. But friends also, sometimes friends can make you feel the pressure or not. So after I quit whatever I was doing and decided to start afresh and rise again, and go with the C12 group, where it also keeps me grounded, grounded very much. And when you have people who are of the same, can I say, mental wavelength, or where you can reason together, and this fame is not like this is okay. Some other people might see you as a big deal, but when you are with people who wanajua tu usinipita tu Pytah niaje kesho uko hivi na hivi, uko free, twende hapa and hapa, we go to a children's home, we go this way, and you know, that is part of knowing yourself. So if the community around you keeps you grounded, like for me, I can say that's the 12 community of mine, my family, and also doing that podcast that I do, where I get to meet other people and interact. I don't necessarily interview celebrities. Naendanga natoa watu kwa ile where I was, like even in the bar and everywhere, and say, come have a seat, tell us your story, why are you doing this? Because you'll be surprised how many people have so many different experiences. Wow, you're sitting down on all these stories.
Sorry to interrupt you, Pytah. As we go, because of time, we just have a few minutes left, and I want to hear from everybody. But also, when mental breakdowns come in, when you're feeling pressure ni nyingi sana, and my mental health is not what it should be, what do you do? Let me go to Baba Talisha really quickly, as well as your community. We'll do like less than a minute each, so that we can get to hear from everybody.
Okay, for me, it's family, and of course, I have very good bosses that I work with. Because for me, I guess since 2024, my circle changed.
Just switch mics.
Okay. So, my family and my bosses, and I have very few friends. My circle is so small that neza hesabu, like neza jua kama ikiti imefika mahali ni huyu alisema, unaona. So circle inaweza change tu mtu, hakuna kitu ingine. If you get a very good company of friends, bosses, and family people hapo, then you'll be a great person. They'll sitting with people like you guys happy, you have different perspective about life and how we should approach life, and maybe pia mko the same space, so you'll get to know a lot of things. And then for mambo ya mental health hiyo nayo ni mingi sana kwa sababu ya pressure, unaona. Sometimes people who help don't have that one person to even ukitaka hiyo help hakuna ngumu mtana kuanga pale, especially kama ndio umesaidia sana. So hiyo kitu inaweza for me, I normally suffer panic attacks a lot, anxiety. So sometimes mambo inakuwa ngumu kabisa, and you don't have somebody to share with, you know, you don't have that one friend, you know, so watu wenye mnaongeanga nao ni watu kubwa the CEOs of companies, so that sasa tuongelesha nani, na ukiambia beshte sahi, by the way, roho beshte akaenda kuambia mwingine, so that is how it normally happen. But for me, my only weapon kuvutuka hizo ni is just pray, you know. With prayer things zinakuanga easy too. Yes.
All right. Telvin?
Okay. Okay, for me, concerning whatever you've asked, I guess I'm slightly different from everyone here with me today, because most of them have been in the industry and stuff, but I'm trying to come. I'm trying to uprise in this industry. So for me, I guess I'm at a stage whereby I'm losing a lot of friends. I'm losing a lot of people because of the assumptions that people are having, you know. People are having those assumptions that now Telvin, because we're seeing you on TV, now Telvin, because we're seeing you trending, you have money, others would want. Unajua, there's this time, like I just gave an honest example. Maybe if Baba Talisha was my friend at that time back then, you know, maybe I would tell him, hey, leo niko na soa hapa, acha tukule chapodondo, you know. But now I'm in a position whereby, I'm in a situation whereby nowadays, after whatever happened, after me trending and doing whatever I did, that friend that I would tell niko na soa tukule chapodondo, once I tell him something like that, he's like, auna nipima, Mr. Chapodondo, you know. So I'm in a position whereby I'm losing a lot of friends, but at times I also love talking about God so much. So what tunasema that God's time is always the best, and you never know the reason as to why whatever is happening in your life. At times, he does his things just to clear the way for you, so that, you know. And in matters concerning depression, yeah, I'm really going through it. I'm really facing it. Inani hit hard, because sahi unapata like hata kama unaona kaa kitambo, maybe ulikuwa na beshte, maybe ulikuwa na ule mtu mwenye ungeambia niaje kevo, hebu niwekee 200 hapo, sina tokens, sijakula, you know. Sasa hata ukimpigia hivyo atakwambia hapana, wewe unani-enjoy, wewe hata ndio unafaa unitumie. So unaona, so unapata like that depression is also, it's also hitting me. But at the end of the day, I won't speak much. Kitu mimi najuanga ni ati put God first, and the rest will always flow. That is all I can say.
Right. And we hope to get some professional help as well. Momox, in like less than 30 seconds, pole time imeisha.
I think mtu ambaye ananibeba saa nyingine kama ni okay, semi kama si msanii, like kama mdogo yake ni my manager Ubina, my brother Masauti, watu ambao niko karibu nao, like vipi msanii, hebu nenda pale fulani nichukue kitu fulani, so inabidi usikatae, tuchukue weleta. Na hizo mambo na pressure ni mambo na projects, kama projects sijatoa ngoma na kwa sana kula moto, vipi bana jamaa, mimi sielewi nafaa ku release ngoma nini video, tunafanya aje vitu kama hizo gazo wanasumbua pesa nyingine.
Sawa. Asante sana. Hey, we have to wrap up. Time is completely out, but it's been an amazing morning. Thank you so much, Momox. Thank you, Telvin, for coming back again, and we're so glad that you're in recovery, that you're doing better, and of course you are a fixer and very much part of this family, so we just wanted to remind you that as well. Asante. Thank you so much, Baba Talisha. Thank you, Pytah, for coming as well. It's been Fixing the Nation, one conversation at a time. We'll be back here Monday, 6 to 10 a.m. Hello, December. From myself, Mariam Bishar, Janet Mbogwa, Eric Latif. Have a fantastic weekend. Have a fantastic weekend.